Hey everyone, welcome back. So, in this video, I wanted to address one major thing that US businesses are always overlooking. Now, this first report comes out of Maine again. It seems like they're doing a lot of brainstorming, trying to figure out what they can do to bring us back. Now, I appreciate that they're actually making an effort to, try to get us back to the US. But what they're coming up with later on in this report, it's almost laughable to me. Now, if I sound a little bit different today, it's because I wanted to change things up. Instead of sticking to a script, I decided to speak from the heart. It might be a little bit rough around the edges, but I wanted this to feel a little bit more real for everybody. Today's background is again from my mom. She appreciated all the comments that everybody has given to her. Apparently, she has over 5,000 photos that she needs to go through, so I told her to sort through them and send them over. Thanks again, Mom, for helping out with the photos. Now let's get into that report from Maine.
As summer approaches, Maine businesses are preparing for what they hope will be a strong tourist season. But growing concerns over international trade and travel, specifically with Canada, are already creating uncertainty.
Today, Governor Janet Mills visited Kennebunk to meet with local business leaders about how to prevent cross-border tensions from damaging one of Maine's most vital industries. News Center Maine's Alex Haskell was there.
We need them and they need us.
At Kennebunk's historic Seaside Inn, it wasn't a tourist checking in, but rather a high-profile guest from Augusta.
And we're doing everything we can.
Governor Janet Mills pulling up a chair, not to relax, but to listen. She joined York County business leaders at a roundtable discussion focused on economic uncertainty heading into the summer season.
We're now the oldest continually run family business in the country.
Kenneth Mason owns the Seaside Inn with his wife, the 9th generation of her family to do so since its founding in the 1660s.
Everybody doesn't know what's going to happen, and they're all a little bit frightened.
The business is facing the same struggles as so many others across the state, rising prices due to President Donald Trump's tariffs.
It's paper goods that come from Canada and Mexico. It's linens that come from Pakistan and India.
His business is also being hit with a drop in Canadian reservations. He says he's refunded nearly $7,000 in cancellations from the north of the border travelers.
Now, keep in mind, these are existing reservations that have canceled. And these existing reservations were probably created well before Donald Trump got into the office. Some of them may have booked last year. Some of them maybe, just before he got into office. But whatever the reason, they decided to cancel.
According to U.S. Customs and Border Protection, visitors crossing by land from Canada into Maine are down by 158,000 so far this year compared to last.
It's just their honor at stake, and they don't want to come down.
Governor Mills says she understands the pressure businesses are facing and wants to help.
Uncertainty of the economy right now is really a tough challenge, and we want to do everything we can to help our businesses survive.
It's at this roundtable where Governor Mills is unveiling her new plan, one she hopes will help Canadians feel more welcome in Maine this summer.
We have just put up one of these signs already in Old Orchard Beach.
The metal signs reading Welcome Canadians will also be installed at border crossings and tourism hotspots, an effort to smooth over soured relations. Business leaders like Mason are counting on this strategy.
Now, I hate to burst your bubble, but I don't think this strategy is going to work. Simply putting a sign that says Welcome Canadians on your side of the border is not going to get us to come back. The biggest issue that I have with this is that they're not addressing the fact that we have to cross the border, which these days is becoming more of a pain. When I say pain, most people will probably get through no problem. But if you're that 1 in 10 person that gets their phone checked or gets questioned or be brought into secondary, that's not something that a lot of us want to risk. Now, instead, what would I rather see? I would rather see these business owners and even the governor go out and lobby to their government and let them know that this is hurting them. Instead of giving us discounts, instead of giving us golf balls or even 2-for-1 pizzas, I would have much more sympathy for these businesses if I saw that. If they clearly stated that, yes, we've lobbied to our government, we've made a petition, we're doing this and that. But the problem is, I don't think anybody has seen anything. Now, back to the border issue. One of our viewers actually referred me to another Canadian content creator, and he brought up a good point in terms of what the US is actually doing now for any foreigners. And basically, let me just show you the video.
You've now got the United States saying that they are going to ramp up transfers to Guantanamo, including citizens of allies. They are willing to send Canadians, people from the UK, so they include hundreds of from friendly European nations, including Britain, Italy, France, Germany, Ireland, Belgium, the Netherlands, Lithuania, Poland, Turkey, and Ukraine, but also other parts of the world, including many from Haiti. They are saying that they want to be able to send thousands of foreigners to Guantanamo. Like, they could potentially send Canadians to freaking Guantanamo Bay.
Before I get into my thoughts on this, I wanted to give a quick shout out to one of our viewers who actually sent this video to me. Huge thanks to KCTTBB for digging up this clip and sharing it with me. Now, I'm not showing this video to scare anyone. That's not the point. I'm showing this to you because it's a real proposal coming from the Trump administration. And people need to understand that. Because honestly, friends don't treat each other like this. It's like inviting your friend over, begging them to come back, saying, hey, we miss you, we need you. But then adding, oh, by the way, there's a small chance we might send you to Guantanamo Bay. But hey, still come by. We can still use your money.
Like, they are getting ready to transfer 9,000 people to Guantanamo, and they're hoping to send as many as 30,000 people. Some 800 Europeans, including one Austrian, 100 Romanians, and 170 Russians are being considered for the transfer. Like, this is intentionally meant to be harmful and freaking terrifying. Like, they're sending people to freaking Guantanamo Bay. And, like, this is not going to avoid Canada. So Acer the Cat said, didn't they try it before and it was cost prohibitive? Yeah, but, like, since when is something being a bad idea going to slow down Donald Trump?
Great point by Steve. Everything that comes out of Donald's mouth feels like a bad idea, and it is a bad idea. This is just another one to add to the list. Personally, I'm not going to take that risk. There's still thousands of Canadians that do cross the border by land and air. Whatever reason they choose, that's up to them. But like I said earlier, 9 out of 10 might get through fine, and they will have no problems crossing. But do you really want to be that one that gets pulled into secondary or asked additional questions? And for those going to the States, even if you manage to clear the first spots, aka the border, aka the CBP guards, you still have another problem, and that's ICE roaming around. Now, this next part that Steve brings up, I had no idea about this. And honestly, it kind of explains why ICE has been running around like a pack of wolves lately.
I am not going to the United States anytime soon. I'm going to be doing everything in my power to avoid going to the United States. I would recommend you consider doing the same. You know, I would recommend that you think about whether or not that's a safe place to go and whether or not that's a good idea, because holy smokes. Under President Trump's leadership, we are looking to set a goal of minimum 3,000 arrests for ICE every day.
Well, that's interesting. I had no idea they actually had a daily arrest quota. Kind of explains why they're running around like a pack of wolves, getting migrants, but even US citizens or people with mistaken identities. Makes you wonder, are these guys actually on commission? Like, do they get a certain amount if they're able to bring in 10 migrants per day? I don't know. But the reason I included Steve's video is it ties right back to my original point where US business owners, like the one you saw earlier today, he doesn't get that we actually have more than one roadblock in order to come back to his country. The first barrier, Donald Trump and his 70 million diehard supporters. The second, all the issues that we're having at the border itself. Until both of these things change, I don't think many Canadians watching this right now will be in any rush to cross that border. I'll drop a link to Steve's video in the comment below. Big thanks to him for raising these points up. He explains it a lot better than I can. Alright, that wraps it up for today's video. If you found this content helpful or you agree with it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. It does help out with our algorithm to get our video out to more Canadians and international allies. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.